All right, third graders, this is lesson 1-3 math journal. You should have watched and completed math message before this one. Okay, for the math journal is your soft cover. On the front, it says Student Math Journal Volume 1. You should be on page 5. That's what we're going to complete today. So right now, you're just going to watch for a little bit and follow along, and then we'll do page 5 together. Okay, right now we have two different clocks, and I just want you to try and figure out what time is on the clocks right now. Remember, we have 12 numbers on our clock, right? And that's to tell the hours. And then each of our little notches is a minute. And how many minutes are in a clock? There's 60 minutes. 60 minutes. If you remember that from second grade, 60 minutes. So how many minutes are between each number? Well, if you remember, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes between each number. So if we count by fives, we should get to 60 when we reach the top. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, 60 minutes on a clock. We have 12 hours in the AM and 12 hours in the PM because we have 24 hours in a day. Awesome. Remember, this little hand points to the hour, right? The little hand points to the hour. It points to the number and it says the number. The little one does. Then the big hand is the big greedy hand, and it tells the minutes because it wants to have every minute. It's greedy. It has all of our minutes. So the big hand points to our minutes. What would our time be? Well, our little hand points to our hour. It's directly on the 2. So this is going to be 2 what? I'm going to put my colons there so then I can get ready for my minutes. Well, yes, this is 60 minutes, but we never write 2:60, right? You've never heard anyone say, oh, it's 2:60 p.m. Once we hit 60, we go back to 0. So right now it's 2 o'clock. Is it in the AM or PM? We don't know. But we know that it is 2 o'clock. Okay, let's look at this next one. What does the little hand point to? It's directly on the 3, so we know it's 3 what? Just like we said, it points to the 60, but we don't say 60. We go right back to 0. So these are colons. And then our 0, so it's 3 o'clock. What would happen if our little hand was, let's say, right in between the 3 and the 4? Remember, once it touches a number, it becomes that hour. So the last number it touched was 3. And all the way to here, as the arrow's going down, all the way to here, if it's in between this area, it's going to be 3 o'clock. And then as soon as it comes here, it's 4. Then it's 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 until we get to here. Then this is all 5. And then all 6 until it reaches the very next hour. Okay, we are moving on to measurements. We're going to measure line segments. These are line segments because they stop. They don't go on forever. It's just one line. Okay, we're going to take our ruler. So we're going to use some tools that we're planning on using this year. And these should be familiar to you. So when I line up my ruler for this line, because I want to figure out how it is, I wouldn't start my edge of my ruler here because look at where 0 starts. I always want to make sure it starts on 0. And we don't know what we're measuring in. Usually it's inches or centimeters, but this just says units. But let's scoot the beginning of the line over to 0. There you go. See how our arrow on 0 lines up with there? Now we're starting at true 0. So what would this measure to be? Well, look at, here's 1. So let's say if this was 1 inch, or if we were measuring in inches, it would be 1 inch. Okay, that makes sense to me. Now we're going to drag this down line or 0 up again at the beginning of ours. You're just following along with me. Okay, there's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches. Is it 3 inches if we're measuring inches? No, because it doesn't quite touch right here. Here's 2, here's 3. It does, however, go right in the middle, right? Split directly in half from 2 and 3. So we reached 2 inches, so it's for sure going to be 2. But now we need to write a half, 2 and a half, because we added these 2 inches here, and now we need to go half more. So 2.5. Half is 1/2. We have one part out of 2, right? Here's the first part. Here's the second part. So we have 2 halves. 2.5 inches, maybe, if we're going to be in inches. Okay, drag it down to my next one. 0, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Is it quite at 4? No, it's not. What would this be? Well, we for sure made it to 3 inches and we're not at 4. So it's 3 inches and what? Well, it's not half. It's more than half, right? Because here's half. Well, do you see how they split this into how many parts? How many parts is this inch split into? 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's my line. So it's 1, 2, 3. It goes to 3 parts out of our inch, out of our 4 that we have. So we do 3/4 because it went 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. We stop there and we don't go that fourth. So we have 3 3/4. And let's just measure in inches again. Awesome. Our very last one. You guys are doing a great job of following along with me. Okay, let's hop. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch. Do we make it to 5 inch? Yes, we do. Oh, again, this is split into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Does this line touch that first mark? Would it be 1/4? You know, I think it's closer to 5 inches. So sometimes, like numbers, we're going to have to round. And we're going to round this line down to 5, whoopsie daisy, 5 inches. 5 inches because we're rounding down. Because it didn't quite make it to that 1/4 part, right? It didn't actually go to that first part of our inch. So 5 inches. Amazing. Now, make sure you're open to journal page 5 because we're going to go through these answers. This is what yours should look like, page 5 in your journal page, that soft math cover. Okay, it says for problems 1 and 2, record the time shown on the clock. For problem 3, draw the minute and hour hands to show the time. Okay, so remember, we said our small hand points to the hour and our big greedy hand points to the numbers because it wants the minutes because it wants all the minutes for itself. So what would my hand be pointing to? Well, it didn't reach the 9 yet, right? It's on its way. These travel around clockwise. It goes in this circle. So it's not quite at the 9, but it already touched the 8, right? It was the 8, and then now it's moving on. So we know it is 8. Oh, there we go again. So write this with me. We know it's 8. Oh, I don't know why this is happening. Okay, technology, we'll work with it. 8, put your colons in, the 2 dots right on top of each other. And, how many minutes is that? Well, if this is 60, and we go halfway around, what's half of 60? Or I can count by 5s, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It is 8:30. Okay. If I could just write a 0. Ooh, boy, people. That was not a great 0, but it is a 0. Okay. This next one we'll do together and then... Oh, yeah. Okay. So I want you to try to figure number 2 out by yourselves now that we did the first one together and it's 8:30. I apologize. That's not the best 0. Try to solve number 2 on your own, right? The hour hand points to the hour, the little one does, and the big hand points to the minutes. For this one, you want to draw in your own hands. So 6:10. I'll help you out. I'm going to draw a little hand, and it's pointing directly at the 6. Should it be pointing directly at the 6, though? Maybe you have it a little bit off center. Because after it reaches that 6 o'clock and the big hand moves, our little hand starts to move towards the next hour. Now I want you to draw a big hand to where 10 minutes would be. You try that one all by yourself. Remember, put me on pause if you need to, and then unpause me and go to the next question. Okay, it says for number 4, use your ruler to measure the line segment. This line segment is about blank inches long. If you do not have a ruler at home, you can go into your student reference book, the SRB as we call it. It's that hardcover math book. If you go to page 169, it has a ruler in centimeters. So you can take a blank piece of paper and you can line it up with a ruler and you can write in the centimeter marks. And then you can bring it onto this page. And then if you just flip the page to 171, there's a ruler with inches, and on a separate piece of paper, you can draw in your ruler, okay, in inches, and then you can bring and measure this line. So right now, if you have a ruler, grab out your ruler. If not, open that hardcover math book and copy down the centimeters and the inches rulers to complete 4 and 5. Put me on pause till you do this, and then we can head on to the next one. Okay, now you can unpause me, and we'll finish these last ones. It says use your calculator. What keys did you press to make each change? Even if you don't have a calculator, we can work on this one together. If you have a calculator, though, go ahead and grab one. It says enter 50. So if I type in 50 into my calculator, okay. If I type in, I need my pencil, don't I? Okay, if I type in 50 into my calculator, how would I get to 107? Well, I know that 50 is half of 100, right? So that would be a good start. So if I were to write in my calculator, I would push the addition button, plus button, and I would add 50, and that would give me 100. And then how much should I add to 100 to get to 107? I would push my plus button again, and I would hit 7. And if you're following on your calculator, you should have 107. Okay, now if I bring my calculator again, or if I don't have one, I start at 94. I want to change it to 30, so I want to end up with 30. How would I do that? I might have to take some numbers away, right? Because 30 is less than 94. So first, I want to get to a nice number that I can work with. So 90 is probably a good number to work with, right? Not 94. So how would I get to 90? Well, I push the subtraction button, and I would take away 4. Okay, so now I would be at 90. Now I would be at 90. And you wouldn't have to hit the equals button, but just so we know that we're at 90. All right, how do I get from 90 to 30? Well, what do I need to take away from a 9 to get to 3? I would need to take away 6, right? 9 minus 3, or 9 minus 6. Okay, technical difficulties. 9 minus 6 equals 3. So if I have 90 and I want to get to 30, I would have to subtract 60. And then if you push enter on your calculator, you should end up with 30. Amazing. Okay, here is our last part. Use your pattern block template to trace 2 polygons that have exactly 4 sides. Right now, what I want you to do is copy down these. Look at how they have 4 sides. And I wonder if it'll let me color. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your rectangular. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a square, and here is other polygons because look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So put me on pause if you need to, and copy 2 of those polygons into your math journal page. Then it says, what are polygons that have 4 sides called? Use your student reference book, your SRB, if you need help. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that they are called quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. And I need help. Okay, and that is how we spell quadrilaterals. So you can copy that right down into this one. The reason why they're called quadrilaterals is the word quad. The word quad means 4. So our shapes have 4 sides. So trace 2 polygons, 2 of these. Put me on pause if you need to. Put them right into this blank space and write quadrilaterals on this line. Then when you're finished, make sure to take a picture and send it in to your teacher. Have a great day.